Good morning. So, we are going to see about some more profit. See if we can make some more money off of these computers. I've got a couple over here. And I pulled this one out of the stack. It is missing everything except for the guts. And why is it there? I don't know. Maybe the screen was too expensive to fix. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work. At any rate, we're going to plug it in a second here. And it's got everything it needs to turn on, if it will. We got your RAM, motherboard, power buttons right here. It feels fine. Even a battery here. So we'll plug it in and we'll hook it to our HDMI through right there. Our fourth HDMI on our video controller here. And see what happens. If we get a signal out, that would be great. This probably is not a cheap motherboard, but I don't know why it was in that pile for a reason, I guess. All right, let me get the USB-C charger that I need. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found one, and well, it's a Mac USB-C charger, but we'll hook it to our amp meter, so that way we can see what kind of, there we go, we can see what kind of power this is actually pulling, if any. Let's see. Well, zero actually. It doesn't even light up. I'll take this out of here and plug this in directly. Don't have any lights. No anything. All right, so I guess the first thing we'll do, why not? Ideally, I like these videos to be where I am just pulling parts out and turning them into money. But I suppose there's going to be times when we have to kind of troubleshoot things. All right, so I've got my my meter on volts. DC to C, DC to C, DC to C if we're getting any kind of power here. So I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like we are. Let's see if we're getting anything down here at the battery. The only thing I'm getting down at the battery is like millivolts. So that kind of makes me think that batteries are not only dead, but it's not getting any power. So let me switch over. I've got something going on the other bench with a USB-C. Let me plug that one and see if anything happens. Be right back. Okay, want to hear a joke? So here's what happened, and this is interesting. Plugged in USB-C here, did nothing. And then I got to thinking, what if this is not USB-C chargeable, right? I was looking around, saw this right here. Looks like something used to be right there. And then you've got a little track here for wires. And I'm thinking, oh man, this must have had the old school version of the plug-in. And I couldn't find where it would plug in until I looked underneath that. There it is. So that is the power jack input, not that. Okay? So I grabbed one of these out of my box of adapters, plugging it in. And there it is right there. Let's plug in a few things, actually. We will plug in our HDMI here. That's in. And what we will do now is we're going to go over to our number 4 input, which will actually, let's show you what this does first. All right, I'm getting a light showing it's charging the battery. Interesting. And I'll plug the power, or hit the power button. Fan is spinning. So now we'll go over to this one here. See if we get anything on this screen. Nothing yet. But with HPs, when they have been without power for an extended period of time, what happens is you end up with this. It says CMOS reset and all that. Okay? So that's completely normal. Like, for instance, if we now turn this off and turn it back on, we end up with a quick boot, right? So that's good. This thing works, actually. Yeah. Nice. So we have a working board here, okay? So now what I will do is I will open up a browser window. And let's see, if we look under, the RAM on these, we usually find the board number sticker, because of course HP puts replacement sticker part numbers on them, which is great. But I think I see it right here. There it is right there. This says, let's see where we're at here. Okay, this sticker says L, gosh, I can't really read that. 63576-001. Well, that's the palm rest. Okay. That's okay. That's all right. We will find the correct part number. Another way to do this is to cross-reference by putting the actual board number on here. DA00P5 MB6D0. Well, there we go. Okay, so now remember what I had said before about how there's a trick to find out the exact parts you have, and that is to, if you can't find the part number on this HP, you can go into the BIOS and look up the actual CPU model. So what I'm going to do, I'll switch back over to here. I think with these, it's escape we're going to hit. Let me go to the thing here. Okay, system information, F1. All right, so it's an i5 8265U. Okay, keep that in mind. i5 8265U. Okay, 8265U. Okay, so i5 8265U plus it matches this number here, it looks like. Yes. Okay, so therefore it would stand to reason that the exact part number for this is this right here. That's how you can get the actual part number, just like that. So then we'll put the actual part number in here. Then we're going to find out, oops, okay. Then we're going to find out all sorts of crazy prices, right? The question is, what are they selling for? Sold items. Okay. 150, 176, 105, 144, 148. Okay. It would be reasonable to sell at around $135. Why do I undercut all the other ones? Well, I'd like to move it. I don't want to sit and compete with these people here that are along the same price range, but I'll just have to wait. Somebody sees a seller like me with good feedback and a bit of a bit of a discount over the other guys, then that's a good thing. All right. So one other thing I want to look at is, we'd be keeping a spreadsheet and a profit that we've been making. And this, of course, is future profit. But everything is listed up to this point except for the hard drive boards, which are going up today. But if we look at our spreadsheet, as of right now, we have $1,344.64 in just 3 episodes. So now, with what we have here, what did we say? $145? All right. So right now, with item number 1 on this episode, we're up another $123. Nice. All right. So now we will move along to the. Well, you know what? We could move to the second item. Well, I'll tell you what. Just for the heck of it, I'm not going to. I'm not going to pull this apart yet. I will put this aside, and I'll put this aside, and then we can. Sorry, I was thinking to myself, I'll put this aside and then we'll disassemble it. But I just thought of something. What about that palm rest, right? I noticed that palm rest was like $80 or something. Let's see about that palm rest. Let's see here. Okay, I'm trying to find that page I was just at. There we go. Interesting. Okay, so the part number on this palm rest, this is what it's going for. $80. Oh, this is what it's sold for. $80 without a touchpad. And $80 there. And that sold recently. So looking at ours, I mean, it's not terrible. There's a bit of a scratch right there, but it's functional. $50 all day long, right? Because it's got all the parts it needs. Just a small thing, a little ding there, and I think this might have had a little ding on it too. Look at that. $100. This one here, $35, and it's missing this, and it looks like it was mistreated a bit. Let's see. Put you back on here. Yeah. So what I was saying, $80 for this one. This is what it sold for. $80 for that one. This one's $95. Looks really nice. Ours has a little bit of a thing on it, so we won't get that. But I'm looking at this one. What's the story? That one looks, is that damage? Yeah, that one just doesn't look like it's in terribly great condition there. And it sold for $47. Okay, so ours, look at this. We can make $50 more with this palm rest, which is what we're going to do. So now we got $195. All right, I'll try to go quicker with the rest of these items, unless, of course, you are enjoying me ramble on. All right, so this one's good. So that first item that we pulled out, well, it sucks that it's got that on there. I could get another $30 out of it. Anyway, so we got this here. It's an 8th gen, which means this board will run a Windows 11. It's in pretty good shape. What do we got? $200, just about. Nice, right? All right. Okay. And a lot of times I send away the battery for free because I'm just going to throw it in recycling. But maybe they could use it, and it's better to get good feedback that way. All right, anyway, so there's that one. I'm really happy that worked out. All right, so the next two I have are Elite books. Now, these Elite books are old and clunky, a Windows 7 machine, but it does have an i5 processor in it, which is pretty decent. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to boot it up with before I even take it apart. I'm going to see if it fires up, and if it does, what I would like to see is the processor, because then I can look up the model of this board, and by cross-referencing the processor, I can probably find pretty much the exact board and see what it's worth. Okay, so I plug it in. We got a light for a second, and then all these lights are coming on. Looks like it's going to power up. There may not be any RAM in it or something. Every light in the book came on. But remember, with HPs, when they sit for a long time, it takes a minute on first boot, just like that did. Yeah, it's moving along quite slow. System information. Date and time not set, that's fine. It's crazy, once you get into computers, you find that you're used to a certain speed, and then you go back a few years and this thing is just ridiculously slow. Okay, so i5 M560 is the processor. So first we're going to do is we will look for the actual model number. It's not going to be worth much of anything, I don't think. But remember the rule, if it's worth like $50, it's on. All right, so we got, it's an HP, and the model is 8740W, and typically I will put the processor in, but I try to shorten it. I don't put like every single bit of the processor model, just certain specifics, like certain things unique to that model number. For instance, this is an i5 M560, but there's a space between the M and the 560. So I don't know if it's a space or not. So I'm just going to type in 560. That will pull up the same ones. All right. So yeah, this is parts only, $80. Yeah, this is actually not exactly a cheap computer, even though it's old. And I'll tell you, I think this is one of the ones that's old enough to the point where, yeah, I was just about to say, this is one of the ones where you can actually remove the processor. All right, so we know this works. All right, so being that the processor is inconsequential because of its removable aspect, I'm just going to type motherboard here and see what they have sold for. You know, 50, 60, 60, 60, 60, 139, that's what they're going for. But what did they sell for? All right. This one sold in November, 139 and 80 bucks, 98. This one sold in October, 48, 52. So I am going to go for a couple things. Notice a few things. China, and I don't know where that one was. So if the ones that are currently here, I don't know why that's only 50 bucks and 60 bucks. Huh. In this case, I think I would probably include the processor. That way, if people maybe have a processor that's not quite as fast, they can keep this one for free. Okay, so I am going to put this one on at 60 bucks. I think that's fair, especially with the processor. All right. So now we have another. Wait, that would be 255, 60 bucks more. All right. Okay, moving right along. I've got a couple more here. This isn't going to be a huge amount of volume in this one. I've got two more to go. But I've been putting out videos almost every day, and I love it. I really enjoy doing this sort of thing. This is another EliteBook. It's an EliteBook workstation. Plug it in. There's no RAM in this one. I probably could have guessed that because the bottom was off. So, let's see. Hey, something weird. This last one that did boot up, there's no RAM. It must have RAM on top or RAM built in, because it only had 2 gigs of RAM. All right, well, anyway. And this is going to be DDR3. Be right back. I'm going to go grab some RAM. So, if you get into this sort of hobby, and you're going to test a computer like this, this is an HP. If you find any with HP stickers like replacement parts, better chance of it being compatible because it came out of an HP. And you don't want to risk throwing a process or some RAM in there that's not compatible, then think it doesn't work, and end up throwing it in the trash when you could maybe make some money. All right. Interesting. It's lighting up back here. Look at that. This thing's beat. i7. That's good. This looks like it used to be a really killer machine back in the day. i7, and it's got a backlit keyboard. Quite nice. Let's see. We got a light. See what happens. Look at this. All right, so BIOS recovery has occurred. Interesting. So maybe it was shut off during a BIOS update or something. All right. System information. Okay, i7. Now this is also possibly one of the ones that does not have the processor on the board itself. So we're not going to put the processor in our search term this time. All right. So now, open up a new eBay window. I'm trying to save all the other windows so I can make notes. Okay, this is HP 8560W. And I'm just going to put in motherboard. Yeah. See this one here? It's removable. But being that this has an i7 in it, I'm going to keep the processor in it. All right. So 637, 638, 638, 637. Yeah, so we need to get a part number just so we make sure we have the right one. But it turns out this one works and it's worth a few bucks. Hopefully it's not one worth, well, they're not selling for a lot, but you've only got two here. Once we find the exact part number, we'll know if we're looking at something that's worthwhile. All right. All right. This is a difficult one because there's no model number on the board right there. Let's pull the battery, see if we can find an exact part number. All right, so 8560W. Yep. Well, you know what I'm thinking? I am thinking I'm going to, since this works and I've got this i7, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put it up there for 50 bucks. I mean, it'll sell eventually. I mean, others have sold for like 60, 70 bucks, something like that. All right, so we'll put this one aside. So now we're at 305. We've been lucky. Everything works today. Last one we got is, sorry, I meant to switch cameras over. All right. The last one we have is an M6. And as I recall, these were pretty decent machines. We'll take our HP memory out of the other one. Pop it in here. We have a part number on this one. But let's at least see if it works first. This was a Windows 7 era machine. There we go. All right, we got RAM in. I don't think we have a screen. Oh no, we do have a screen. It's just completely trashed. All right. Lean that up against the microscope there. All right. Power's over here. This is a Beats model by this B right here. i5. Typically, the Beats ones are a bit more pricey. Usually they have better processors, better video cards. All right, we got power. Let's see what happens. Again, with being off forever, you end up getting a lag on the first time booting with the CMOS thing. Of course, I'm also looking at a broken screen. I can see the line there, where it's been smashed. It might not be hooked up. I don't even see a power to a backlight here. So I think we'll go with hooking it up to an external display like that. Go over here to camera number 4. See what we get. All right. This is a functioning board. What about it? All right. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Well, I think if I wait a minute, this will go away, right? Yeah, okay. System information. i5 3210. Okay. That's good. And I think this was one of the ones that actually was in the was one of the ones that did not have a removable processor, but we'll find out. It's crazy money sitting like this. All right, so I'll take this RAM back out. Part number. Move back over to eBay. Open up a new eBay tab. All right. It's 686928. Dash 001. Here we go. 18 of them, huh? Removable. So this kind of is nice to see. I have an i7 in this one. I don't know what these other ones came with. I'm going to put the letters CPU in this to find ones that maybe have a processor on it with i5 tested. Okay, so we got this one here, $35 plus 12. I got an i7. Let's see what is sold with a CPU. None. So I'll just go with like this. $20. Ooh. Okay, so you know what? We might as well. Let's might as well. I'm going to put this on eBay for $30, and that will include the i7. All right, guys. 4 out of 4. We made $335 eBay sale money today, after eBay fees approximately $285. So we are at $1629. All of these are going to eBay, so there's nothing left for recycling money, which is fine. Oh no, not 4 out of 4, 5 out of 4, because we have that one that we are selling the palm rest for. Okay, that does it for this episode. It seems like we can't lose on this. Every time it seems like I am pulling out stacks of things. Okay, here we go. 1629. All right, that's going to do it today. I will keep trying to put out these things as often as possible. I really appreciate everybody and all of the people who have subscribed. I'm hoping that I'm putting out their quality content that you find interesting. Going to list all those hard drives today, and I will follow up later on how those are going, if we're selling 2 or 3 or 10. I have all the packaging coming today for those. But anyhow, I hope you have a great day, and it's warm where you are. If you have any ideas of videos you might like to see, or any concepts, feel free to send me an email. It's in the About on my channel. And I believe it's bobfixestech@gmail.com. And have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.